say everything I read. Forget about all poverty and just sing to make them happy. So many people go fight me. All of us in misery. So many people go fight me. Togetherness bring prosperity. So many people go fight me. Jah will judge us righteously. So many people go fight me. Yes, Jah will judge us righteously. So seriously, you and I have to face reality. When natives fighting dumb natives and always have people to deceive, things getting tight and hard. You cannot make it if you work hard. So many people don't fight me. All of us in misery.
People don't fight me.
Togetherness brings prosperity.
People don't fight me.
Jah alone could set me free.
People don't fight me.
Yes, Jah will judge us righteously. You like it? Make noise, man. If you like it, man. Some people don't like me just because I use Rasta. Say they want I to sing for me and say everything I read. Forget about all poverty and just sing to make them happy. So the people don't fight me. All of us in misery.
People don't fight me.
Togetherness brings prosperity.
People don't fight me.
Jah alone will set me free.
People don't fight me.
Yes, Jah will judge us righteously. I love you. Enjoy the rest of the time. More to come. Some people don't like me just because I use Rasta. Say they want I to sing for me and say everything I read. Forget about all poverty and just sing to make them happy. So people don't fight me. All of us in misery. Mario, like it?
People don't fight me.
Togetherness brings prosperity and say pussy hold tight.
Don't fight me.
All of us in misery. I love you.
People
Hold tight.
me.
Don't fight me.
Blessings, family. Welcome back. It is time for another installment of, you guessed it, Voice of the People. So if you're a Calypso lover, this is the place to be right now. Thank you for joining us, whether it's in TV land, YouTube land. Just remember, this is a movement where we need your support. So if you're on YouTube, look out for the links for our GoFundMe or Easy Click tickets. And then if not, then all you have to do is head over to GoFundMe and search our Calypso Relief Fund for 2020 or to Easy Click tickets and look for Voice of the People. That way you can directly support your favorite artist. Now, that's out of the way. I want to remind you that recently we had a friendly Calypso duel with some of our up and rising legends. This time around, today's show, we're going to see another collaboration of a different kind. It's definitely not going to be a duel. They're going to come together to bring you some interesting music for 2020, but they are definitely very important and I think key players right now in our modern Calypso history. Now, Lady Leen, I'm just going to get straight to it. She is a long-standing female calypsonian artist and the first ever female calypsonian to make it to the Calypso finals. Then on the other hand, we have TcBrown, who is pushing and making sure that calypso is alive on the airwaves, and besides that, he himself is a two-time monarch, so he has a passion for the music. And let's see what's gonna happen later on today when we bring these two together, bringing you some brand new music for 2020. So right now, guys, it is time for yet another calypso journey, so thank you for being here with us. Let's get to know more about Lady Leen and TcBrown.
Yeah, full government name, Linus Cadet, Linus Cadette. My mother called me Terry. That name though, Linus, I don't think that was really used, you know, in my growing up years. It was just like a name, you know, you had, or just there to write official things. But everybody knew me as Terry, to the point where I was even had a hashtag, Terry the Terrible. That's how troublesome I was. Growing up for me, it was a lot of fun, because it was it has always been music. Creating music with anything, pots, pans, boxes, anything at all. Yeah, so it's always been music growing up, and it's been a lot of fun, you know, growing up. It was music or on the field, on the Marshall field playing football. So between these two things, you know, my time was well spent. Formal school life, RC Boys Primary School, both infant and primary. Yeah, so a proper city boy. After that, I did, I did a small course at comprehensive school. I think it was a maths and English course I did there for a while. Yeah, and that was pretty much it for schooling, really. After that was really straight into hotels playing music, you know, yeah. Yeah, the other schooling really was music schooling. I'm going to music school at, what, age 18? Was it, I think? I enrolled at the St. Lucia School of Music. I was 18 at the time, and did a full course on classical guitar. So proper reading music and, yeah, and practical, classical guitar practicals as well. All my childhood memories really surround music, you know. I remember, you know, we did this thing in the, you know, in them times it was, you know, yard, every yard had its own little thing going on. And it was Marsha Bakako, that was the name of the yard, where we created our own little, you know, pageant show, you know. With the, you know, all the kids in the yard, and my job really was the music side. So I played music, not just, you know, recorded music from a broken down stereo, but also, you know, playing, you know, using tins and boxes and pans, and I don't think that memory ever left my head, you know. I just wish I'd captured that on a camera. That would have been something, yeah.
Hi, I'm Frances Marilyn Baptiste. Well, I grew up with my mom and my brother. My brother was really about 8 years older than me. He's about 8 years older than me. I have other siblings by my father's side. My father is French. My mom is St. Lucian. My grandmother is Dominican. My mom, we were very spoiled. My mom had us very late, so we got all the love and all the care and all the time. Yeah, so this was really, really a wonderful mom. My mom, you know, I don't know, loved us very, very much. So I can't say that I had a rough growing up, time growing up, no. I had a very good time growing up. A fond memory was my mom loved carnival. So when it's Juve morning, my mom would make a big pan of coffee and stand by the road, and I'm with her, and we would give everyone who's passing Juve morning coffee. So that was a real fun moment for me.
Interesting. Calypso, on stage, it started in 1999. So that'll make 21 years now. 99. But before that, my close buddy, you were like tag buddy, Teddy Z, he was heavily involved in Calypso. He was part of the Calypso Association. So I always, you know, the constant hearing of Calypso stories, I had to take all his, you know, all his stresses as well. So he used to tell me all of the stories. But I entered the arena in 99. I remember talking to Teddy Z, telling him, you know, what do you think? I think I should come in, you know, the arena. And he was like, yeah, I think you should try a thing. I remember having that same conversation with, you know, at the time it was the Lime restaurant. I remember having that conversation with Papa Vader. And he telling me as well, yeah, Brown, I think you should, well, you should come in. You know, it would be good for the art form. Yeah, and I came in 99 and never looked back, you know, just been, yeah, been an interesting journey since.
The story behind that is that I was doing background vocals for the Calypsonians for about 2 years or so. And I decided, well, you know something, it's time for me to go and be a Calypsonian. And that's how I started, really. With Titus, Oja Titus was the first person I did backups for, and then for the other Calypsonians. Yeah.
I remember now. I could remember the outfit, because at the time it was Mr. Brown, you know. So the thoughts were to create a brown outfit. I remember that. I remember singing, what was the tune? Someday, I'm gonna make it someday. The feeling, I remember, you know, the nerves, you know, that adrenaline rush, that feeling, you know, the doubt, everything in my brain at the time, you know, because it was, you know, I didn't see myself entering Calypso to be, you know, an invader or a pep or one of those, you know, one of those giants that were ruling the stage at the time. All I know is I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to make a contribution. So it was all, you know, a learning process. So there wasn't any big expectations, you know, from me. So it was just, Brown, you know what? Go and sing that song and sing it how you feel it. And that's just what I did. And one of the good things about entering Calypso in 1999 too, I think, for me it was the same time Ambassador's tent it was. They hired this Trinidadian band called Rapid Response. So it was new for Ambassadors, you know, because they were going through some, you know, different little issues with local musicians and trying to secure a solid band. So I remember, you know, they importing that band from TNT. And working with Rapid Response was, I think, was the fire. It was just the right fire I needed to enter the Calypso arena, because the musicians were very open, you know, and they were willing to feel me and go with my flow rather than the traditional Calypso style. So I entered Calypso and I got the perfect band at the time to bring me out. And I think that was one of the things, you know, I was really appreciative of entering Calypso.
That was at Gaties, and wow, this was an experience, being my male-dominated arena. I must say, hearing the encore after the performance for the first time I'm performing, this was really, really a night for me. And I think all women. It was really nice. I wrote a song called Respect, and Faith Calix wrote Woman in a March. And these two songs just went down very, very well with everyone. They could have related to it. So this was, I don't even know how to explain to you the feeling. And being a female, I mean, there were females before me, but to make an impact, I was the one, yes. My most memorable moment would be making finals and placing. I must say it was on the Marshall Field, Marshall Grounds, and the whole place was on fire. Women, I mean, women really came out that day. And I must say that was very, 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 very much the day, the night that I felt, wow, the love from everybody, you know. I must say that's the night, yes.
First one was in 2000 when I sang Where Are They Now. I remember, you know, practicing the song weeks, you know, the weeks leading up, even my personal practice, you know, I like to go to the beach side, you know, where I have the entire beach to myself, so I could, you know, just sing it out. Myself on my guitar, and we would sing it out. And I remember that feeling I got from practicing the song was like, whoa, you know, this is huge. And the night on stage performing that song, when I walked on, again with Rapid Response, that band was so, you know, into that style where you could mix ballad with kaiso, you have a little jazz in there. And when I started, you know, in a back street up in La Clary, it's like still quiet. You could have just say a pin drop. It was a bit intimidating, you know, because like I've seen all the eyes on me now, and everybody, I have everybody's attention, everybody. The feeling was super, super, super amazing. And to finish verse 3, and you know, with all the jitters and everything, and you know, to rush backstage to finally be able to breathe properly, then you get the encore. You're like, encore. Like, whoa. I think that time for me was very, very memorable. Up to this day when I perform Where Are They Now, it always takes me back to that first night. Hoy, boo ba, ba do do do, ba ba ye bo bo di da. In a back street up in La Clary, stumble on Urban Henry, the Grandmaster, Sportscaster. Was right there, it occurred to me, there are many others just like he, greats of yesteryear, who just disappear. Unlike all we forgot the great contribution them pioneers made somewhat in building up we nation. That's why I worry. This prospect is scary. Once your novelty gone, Lucian's quick to move on to the next new bright star. See how the crown bachelor. The old stars like Terra and Aquila, Jig Parrot, Nui Atwaka. Where are they now? Where are they now? Where are those people who used to be so popular in my country? Where are they now? We forgot them somehow. Where are they now? We forgot them somehow. Boy, I singing calypso. Yes, I.
Once I had good health, won't come in my tent. They could break my home, take everything I own. Today crime and slaughter is a minor inconvenience. Nothing's gonna spoil my day. Somebody make some noise! Hey, nothing gonna spoil my day. Hey!
It was embarrassing, but it turned out good for me because of the way I handled it. Having a situation where on stage and a particular person came and tried to embarrass me, but I handled it like you swear it was, hey, I think the person was embarrassed, not me, you know. I was able to control myself, and everybody was pleased with it, that I ended up getting about 4 encores that night. So in as much as it was embarrassing, I think because I handled it the way I handled it, it came out a good night.
Embarrassing. What could I call it? Embarrassing? I don't think I've had any that I could think of. I remember one of coming on after Ricky T. Because that time I was involved in everything. I was involved in soca and calypso. I remember the finals was Marshall Grounds, and we had this nice presentation I had in mind. We would the song I did at the time was "I Coming In It," you know, try and play with words, you know. So I decided we'll drive through the crowd on one of these golf carts, you know, I coming in it, you know, to get to the stage. But all that everything in plans nice, sounded good on paper, you know. We looked at it, we rehearsed it, you know. Yeah, that sounded like a pretty decent entrance. Nobody really done that before, you know. So I was super excited about it. And on the night, I got to discover that Ricky T was performing before me, and he was doing what was the song? Mr. Undertaker, build them a coffin. And he kill it, dead. When I told you Ricky T killed that song dead. And I'm thinking, sweet Jesus, how do you come on up? How do you come on after that? And I remember on the golf cart coming through, you know. It's all funny now, you could laugh at it, you know. Coming through, and I come in it, I come in, and people looking at me like yeah, what are you coming into, you know? dead face, you know. It was super kind of embarrassing, because you see, oh Lord, how am I going to make the rest of the song, you know, if your introduction alone is so weak, you know. It was terrible. It was a terrible night. Wow. Thank you for reminding me of that one.
Hey you, I'm just here to remind you that you can help support the movement by heading over to GoFundMe.com, search St. Lucia Calypso Relief Fund, and make direct donations there. Or you can also head over to EasyClickTickets.com, and that way you can make direct donations to your favorite Calypsonians. So come on, let's be part of the movement, let's make things happen. And if you're viewing on YouTube, then it's even easier. Head over to the description down below and you can click the links right there.
I have achieved a lot of awards from different countries and my own country. I received the Lupito Gold Medal from the Governor General and Government of St. Lucia. I also received an award from UE in Barbados. I received an award from NCHAC in Trinidad. I also received a Lifetime Achievement Award from New York. And I received an award from my alma mater, St. Joseph's Convent. These are some of the awards that I received, you know, that I must say that I was really proud to be receiving. I also received an award from Central Castries, where I reside. So just to name a few of them. Yeah.
Personal achievement. I think just to be able to produce my music, because at every stage of my music I'm heavily involved. And just to be able to do that, I think it's, for me, it's a wonderful achievement, because, you know, when your music connects with people, yeah, you win the monarchy, that's mean you really connect with the people, and you hear people singing your songs, and, you know, your songs are being played. That's a powerful connection to me, and just to be able to shape up my music in a form where it could connect with my people, I think that's what I really look forward to in creating music. That's the achievement for me.
A great calypso is, you must have a beginning and an ending, a story. It must have a proper lyrical content. I personally feel, you know, a marriage of the song and the music would give you a good calypso. If the music is in marriage with the song itself, it gives it that great melodious, you know, feeling. And I don't think that if a song, the lyrical content is one way and the music they're not meshing, it doesn't give it the whole feeling of a good calypso. For me, a good calypso has to have proper lyrics.
Yeah, I think you know, there are people who have shown us every year what to do and what not, you know, what you shouldn't do. I mean, I could call out names like Papa Vader, like the Wallies, you know, these guys, the educators, you know, these guys know what to do and what not to do. Creating a good calypso for me is one where the artist or calypsonian really connects with the song and the audience and the music. Everything just makes sense. In other words, I cannot see anybody else singing that song but that artist. It says that you really connect with the music and the people. And for me, you could sing about anything. You could even repeat 600 lines if you want. But I think just to make that connection with music and, you know, your intended audience, because, you know, when you create, like, put a song like Papa Troublesome song, No Woman, No Carnival. I can't see somebody else singing that song, you know, and that's a great song. It connects with the people. It's just, you know, that's just we tune, you know what I mean? And so that for me is a good calypso, a good song.
My favorite calypsos are Walk and Wine by Invader, Nostradamus by Pele, Voices from the Ghetto from Singing Santra, Watch Out My Children by Rashoti, and I also like Die With My Dignity by Singing Santra.
You want to help to mind your family, you want to help your man financially, but nowadays it's really very hard to get a job as a girl in Trinidad. You're looking now to find something to do. You meet a boss man who promised to help you, but when the man lay down the condition, it's nothing else but humiliation. They want to see your whole anatomy. They want to see where your doctor never see. They want to do what your husband never do. Still you will know if that scamp will hire you. Well, it is all this humiliation to get a job these days as a woman. Brother, they could keep their money, my honey, and die with my dignity. Not at all. People, but Oh, yeah, yeah. Ba-da-ba-dum, be-bum-de-dum-be-day, ba-ba-da-bye. Some of them done pack up already, yet they sit down, waiting like Mappy P, using the power of the cash and position, waiting to abuse and exploit every woman. To get the work you have to go to bed with he, become his slave, his second wife and deputy. And as the next woman come on the line, he start to tell you you ain't good, you can't whine. They want to see you in some fancy, fancy pose. Want to see how you look without your clothes. They want you cock up like a bloody acrobat. The wife at home, they can't ask she to do that. So before I had to lick down somebody, or cause another police come for me, tell them they could keep their money, I go keep my money and tie with my dignity. I'm born with it.
There's so many great calypsos we have. Her Black Calypso Jail. Every time I hear that song, that's like, whoa.
Yeah, Mom, I'm in a crucial situation. I am held in detention by the Calypso Association. Yes, Mom, might sound ridiculous, but it's true. Let me explain the happenings to you from a Calypso point of view. It was Joker who led me into this mess, but me to serve as a witness in 1986. Mommy, when I took this stand and I testified that Africa don't need apartheid, I was made a convict. Yes, Mom, oh Mom, I'm facing a penalty so senior, my trial comes around every year, it's killing me slowly. Mommy, look how we men that down here in custody, unless I prove my innocency, I'm in for penalties. Hey, what? Judges say I fail, they throw me in the Calypso jail. I am remanded here in custody, and to be proven guilty. They won't grant me bail, won't let me out of Calypso jail. And for the coming trial, bring me my fail back to Calypso jail. Judges say I fail, they throw me in the Calypso jail. I am remanded here in custody, and to be proven guilty. They won't grant me bail, won't let me out of Calypso jail. And for the coming trial, bring me no fella back to Calypso jail. Alright. I'm so sorry.
Where you got that idea from? Where you get the melody from, you know? Invader, Victoria was another song. That's a big song. Pep, Unborn Child. So many. Wally, Ticket to the Moon. We don't even have to leave here, you know. We don't even have to leave St. Lucia to for me to get great songs, you know. Even now, when I'm only recently passed Mighty, that big song from him, in Making Bread on the Dead, you know, that's a big ISO songs, you know. So really and truly, I've been influenced by a lot of our music, you know, growing up, by our music, St. Lucian artists' music. And if you want to go in the region, there's the David Rudders, there's the Mighty Sparrow, the Barons, and yeah, so many, so many, Rashoti I, so many influential calypso music. It would be hard to just stick to three.
Well, the people that I look up to, well, first Singing Sandra was my mentor. Pele was also my mentor and my writer. David Rudder. I like Herb Black in Fader. And also I like the music of Rashoti.
My sons and my daughters, to you I plead. Watch, don't get no horrors, but please take heed. I know you don't want no sermon, but my admonition is to guard you against all the evils of life that create strife and destroy life. Walk cautiously, children, be alert, because you have an enemy that's roaming the earth. I know you're young and restless, but you don't have to be careless. You see, sober thinking leads on to righteousness, to happiness, spiritual bliss. That's why I tell you this. Watch out, my children. Watch out, my children. It have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder. And he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. We're going to sing it again. Watch out, my children. Watch out, my children. It have a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder. And he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. Oh.
Now, I realize you brought up Mighty Mighty. I'm happy you did. Just say something about Mighty Mighty. Of course, him passing just about 2 days ago as a Calypsonian.
Yeah, well, I remember, you know, growing up hearing that song, you know. Both, you know, the song, you should have passed the second bus. Pass the second. And I remember hearing all these melodies. I grew up hearing these songs, even Making Bread on the Dead. I remember all these melodies, hearing that growing up, you know, and I'm pretty close with his sons as well, you know, Michelle, and it, you know, it was sad to hear, you know, the passing of Mighty Mighty. I don't know if they've really, you know, really honored him in terms when he was alive as a Calypsonian in any way, you know. But it was a sad day to hear of his passing. But he did have an influence on my calypso career as well.
Mighty Mighty. Yes, I must say, the last time I saw him was just by Valmont in the vehicle, and I said, "Hi, Mike. You know, I wasn't seeing him very often, but when I saw him, you know, I knew he was ill. It's just a pity that, you know, he passed. But Rose, I mean, when I see Mighty Mighty, I see Rose. When I see Rose, I see Mike. Yeah, so." I must say, it's just a pity that we didn't teach our children a little more about him. It's always a dead hero society, I guess. I am hoping that, you know, we can at least bring to the children about people like Mike a little more, you know. Because if you ask a young person, they really don't know him, and that shouldn't be, you know. We should be making the children know about us, you know. It's just a pity.
I was lying in me permanent bed, don't you be misled. The doctors and them had already pronounced me dead. All of a sudden, I hear a big noise on top of me head. You won't believe me, but it was a big tractor tread. They got no shame, they should be blamed. Making bread on the day, got no respect, I do object. I tell you them fellas dread. As I turn round in me nice coffin, I wish I was not Anglican. The Catholics and them must be have a dead folks union. The tractor digging, man it pushing, bram bram, all the graves falling. If I was a zombie, I'd push up me bony hand. They got no shame, they should be blamed. Making bread on the dead, got no respect, I do object. I tell you, them fellas bread. You know the tractor, like a German tank, making room for the bank. Backlays and care if the place stink up like a skunk. I say the public should think the place haunted and go on Bridge Street instead. They better do, cause me go sure gon' make them scared. They got no shame, they should be blamed. Making bread on the dead.
I could start here and go regional, because before, entering Calypso, I followed anything that happened on stage. Whether it be a bloco in town and True Tones was playing in town. No, not True Tones at the time. Maybe, what's that, Onyx, with Clemor and these guys when they got off the ship. I remember watching all those bands perform, and I just love, to watch live music. Calypsonians, I could think of, Parrot for sure. I mean, Parrot for sure is high on my list for many, many reasons. For his vocal ability, for his dressing, which was on point all the time. Not sometimes, on point. Oja Titus. I could remember Oja Titus. I don't know if you remember that Calypso. Be on time, be on time, always. Oja Titus again for his vocal ability and his antics on stage. Papa, I love Papa up to this day. I always telling him that because of again his ability to connect with his people. How he brings out his songs is amazing.
When you just enter in the arena, first you must make up your mind that you may go down well or you may not. The 10 Pines may take you or not. They may take in your song or not. So you yourself have to prepare yourself. I always look at myself not as a female. I look at myself as an artist. I don't look at male or female, because when you go there as a female and play, you act like a female. You soft and it doesn't really do anything for you. Come out there and do what you have to do, and don't let anybody spoil your day.
I think tent done properly, a proper tent should really be the home for the artists, the upcoming artists as well as the seasoned artists. Tent should be that base where you could experiment, try things. You're supposed to have that kind of base where you like home. It's supposed to feel home when you're in a tent, where you could try things, try songs, try different songs and see how it go down with your audience. Even the 10 Pines, how do you handle them? Because they're all part of it. Because when they're on your side, everybody is happy when they're on your side. When they're not on your side, it could be a bit of a stress. How do you handle all that? I think 10 should, I encourage, any artists who want to be part of the, the Calypso, or even just want to be on stage. I think, getting involved in a tent could help. It could help in a lot of different ways.
It used to be a challenge when I just started, because it was male dominated and certain males were not too happy that a female comes in and reaches finals one time, boo, boo. That wasn't going down with some people. But it didn't stop me. Until, I guess, when you look at it, you shouldn't allow, because a person is a male and you're a female, I don't look at my life like that. I look at my life, I come and I want to do that, I'm going to do it. Whether there's male-dominated, whether it's male-dominated or not, it doesn't matter to me. And I must say it shows now, because a lot of women have followed now and are in the arena. People like Blackpool and I were there before. Cinti, Madam C. Queen and these people. It's just that I became the one who made it first to the finals and place. But a lot of women are in now, and they just have to come and do their stuff and don't even study that it's a male-dominated.
Calypso is really the voice of the people. And I think they need it as much as the Calypsonian or the artists need it. I think the people themselves, they need it as well. Calypso, it's I don't know how to put it, but we need, whether it be something to laugh about, something to to think about, something to maybe just educational. Maybe first time you might hear, just like Invaders and Borders. A lot of us didn't know the path of our borders. Now we know. Calypso could do that. It's extremely, extremely important, and that, I think, is the motivation to to keep going.
Being in the Calypso arena, we have some difficult times. When you have to get sponsors, sometimes you don't get sponsors. What I would do is I would take a loan for a year just to finish my finals, and then after that I have a loan paying, nobody knows what you go through. I would have that loan paying for the whole year just for music, and this is how I used to go for many years. But people see you and they feel because you're in the finals that everything is fine. No. We do it because we love it, but right now I don't think I'll do it just for love. I have to have something from it now because I have really spent a lot of money on it, So for me, it's not an easy thing.
Calypso is Calypso. The art form is there. We know the structures of Calypso. That doesn't really change. And I don't think that should change. Our mindset that needs to change. How we present Calypso. How do we digest Calypso? That, I think, has to change. How do we present Calypso to the people? That mindset has to change. Not even the Calypsonian himself has to shift his mindset as to his audience. That has to be, and that all starts with the individual. Balance Inc. is a new, we call it a new business entity because we all about, generating activity to benefit the artists. Balance Inc. was created by artists for artists. It may seem, well, the faces may look like Calypso faces, spearheading the movement for balance, but we're much more than that. Our slogan really is looking after artists' welfare law. And artists meaning overall artists, whether you're Denry segment artist, whether you're Kuduro, whether you're Soca or Calypso. That's why we like to use the word artist rather than Calypsonian. So and yes, we starting to do things. the idea is to change the focus and change the way we do things in St. Lucia when it comes to the arts and entertainment on the whole. Hence the name balance. You want to strike a balance between artists and promoters, you know, because a lot of the time, you know, we get invited to perform as artists, and some basic things, you know, transportation. Where should the artists pass? When the artists get there, will there be a holding room, a chilling spot? Do you have refreshments for the artists? You know, how are you going to take care of the artists? Basic things like that we've been finding, you know, lacking, really lacking. Sometimes, you know, just a washroom could be a challenge for an artist, you know, an artist that's set to perform on a show, you know, so it doesn't make sense. So, you know, we came together because we were fed up. We had enough of seeing it happen like that. Zero representation. They had people representing calypso. They had people representing the art form, but not the artists. You understand? So we wanted to shine focus on the artists. So Balance Inc., there's a lots of things in our pipeline we want to do. The first thing we did was the Resilient Sky So show. You know, we have things in the pipeline for a soca show. We call it Soca Fever. We're trying to organize an insurance scheme for Calypsonians, or not necessarily Calypsonians, for artists rather, for our members. So there are lots and lots of things we're looking to do for the benefit of artists on island.
God inspires me. First person. And me as a person, I am a strong person. I may be someone who may cry easily, but that doesn't make me a weak person. It's just me. I am a very emotional person, but I don't allow, it's not all about a crown. It's about giving back to my country, so I don't really worry about that. Hence the reason why I had my exhibition. My exhibition was what I had to do for me, because somebody wouldn't do it for me. After we dead and gone, that's when they really talk about us and want to, you know, say, well, hey, you was a good person. I didn't want that to happen to me, because I know nobody's going to take all my trophies and all my things and put it on display for me. So I did it myself, and I made sure that you know me from a child to now.
Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back. Now here's a little quick tidbit that you may not have known about your two favorite artists featured today. And for Lady Leen, she has received numerous local as well as regional awards, and also had the privilege of traveling with some of Calypso's greatest female performers by the likes of Singing Sandra, so we all know Voices from the Ghetto, and of course another favorite of mine, Denise Plummer, so Not Leaving. Yeah, I think we all know these tunes, right? So anyhow, she is definitely pushing St. Lucian calypso music on the map, and she has not given up yet, not even in 2020. And if I jump over to TcBrown, I think you guys already know, yes, he works at The Wave. He's pushing the music. Besides being a multifaceted musician as well as performer, he's also a producer. And one of our favorite more recent calypso rhythms, the Chagamas rhythm, I think a lot of people know that. So if you know, Invader has Give Me Lots of Money, give me lots of money. So there's a lot of work that these two are putting into the industry. And right now, without any further ado, let me send you over to the Cultural Center, fitting place, seeing so many Calypsonians come through. But we're going to witness an exclusive performance for 2020 by Lady Leen and TcBrown.
The children are our future. We have to look after the children. Right, Leen?
They need our guidance.
Yes, they do. I'm hearing the children calling every day, searching for someone to help them find their way. They need proper care and proper direction to keep them off the road to self-destruction. What you doing right, sister? causing the children.
You causing the children.
You causing the children so much pain.
Some of us ain't got no pride and shame.
Yeah. Neglect them to seek your selfish gain.
So help them to have fortune and fame.
For their sake, let's stop this foolish game. Let's help the children. Help the children. Help the children. Help the children. The children are the future.
They need our guidance.
Yes, they do. Hey. Oh, bye. Yeah, hey. Lady Leen, tell them.
Parents leave their children without supervision.
Yeah.
All they have for comfort is the television. Bet you that is where they find their role models. Then we bleeding frustrated and violent people. What you doing it right, mister? What you doing it right?
Well, what you doing it right, sister?
What you doing it right? You causing the children.
You causing the children. You causing the children so much pain.
Some of us ain't got no pride and shame.
Yeah. Neglect them to seek your selfish gain.
So help them to have fortune and fame.
For their sake, let's stop this foolish game. Let's help the children. Help the children. Help the children. Help the children. We got to help our
we
children.
We got to help them.
We got to help our children.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Yeah. We got to help our
we
children.
We got to help them.
We got to help our children.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them.
Help them. What you doing it right, sister?
What you doing it right? What you doing it right, mister? What you doing it right?
Hey, you causing the children. You causing the children. You causing the children so much pain.
Some of us ain't got no pride and shame.
Yeah. Neglect them to seek your selfish gain. So help them to have fortune and fame. For their sake, let's stop this foolish game. Let's help the children. 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 Help our children. The children are the future.
We need you. Help the children.
We have to check for the youths. Help the children. Help the children. Help the children. Help the children. BUT, we love you. Help the children. Peace.
So I hope you enjoyed today's performance, today's collaboration, and of course remember you saw it here first on Voice of the People. Now I'm going to bid you farewell, signing out from the Cultural Center grounds. Yeah, I had to make my way here to see that performance for myself. So I was like ultra VIP, but don't worry, you're right there with me, guys. So each and every week we're going to continue taking you on a journey, and thank you for supporting this. What we need you to do now is share the links if you're watching this on YouTube, spread the word that Voice of the People is here, and again, check out the links in the description box below off of YouTube for the GoFundMe and Easy Click tickets. And you can also directly do that by just searching simply Calypso Relief Fund for 2020 or heading over to Easy Click tickets and directly supporting your artist. And the reason I have to close off with this is because if you don't support, we can't keep this going. So we need your love, we need your help, and of course we're going to keep bringing you something more. So let's look out for what's next on Voice of the People.